mid-broadcast. My apologies, everybody, on that, on having to depart mid-broadcast. But I am back. There are some people who did not get cards of the day yet. I hope they show back up. I don't know if they can or not. I guess we'll find out. All right, so let me just start with Leo for December the 27th. What do I have coming in for you guys? Leo on the 27th. Leo, 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 Leo. Leo, I feel like you are going to be very focused on something on the 27th. You may be focused on making points, communicating with other people, certain particular things. There may be something that you are just very seriously thinking about that you want to get to the bottom line, and so you're focused on finding the truth around particular situations. But I do think that whether you're thinking about something or talking about something, I do think there are particular points that you want to make or particular information that you would like to find out, Leos. So that's what I have going on for you on the 27th. Welcome back, guys. I am so sorry. I just felt a coughing fit coming on, so I had to shut it down because I did not want to do that in front of you guys all. Marcy Bonds, hello, hello. I am fine now. I have something called cough variant asthma. At least that's what the doctors tell me. And I forgot to use my inhaler before I went on. And so I started coughing. So let's see. I want to get you guys' names. Let's see, Kim, had I already given you a card? Not yet. Okay, so Kim is in here. Manuela, I know I got you a card. You were the second card. Yes, J. Mac. I did get one for you. Marcy Bonds, you're going to be next now after Kim. Let's see. Tammy Bambi, thank you for coming back. I don't think I had gotten you a card yet, had I, today? Not yet. Let's see. Angela Lukes. Hello, hello. Virgo, Libra, not yet. 2 more signs. I have to do Virgo and Libra still. Angela, did I give you a card? Yeah, I gave you a card earlier. Avneet, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alrighty, so let's start with Kim Hefner, then we'll do a card from Marcy Bonds, then we'll do Tammy Bambi, and then we will do Virgos. Is your sister already gone, Avneet? You had got lost. Well, I'm glad we found our way back. Okay, so this card is for Kim Hefner. Wow, that was fast. You guys had a meal while she was there? Which reminds me, speaking of fast, I like to always start my timer and see how long I'm here. Okay, Kim Hefner, card of the day. You got the 6 of Cups coming up in reverse. This just means you are thinking about some old memories that are not so enjoyable. Like when you think of these memories, you're like, I'm glad I'm not living in that time and space anymore. Sometimes we can think of these old memories because somebody from our past comes back and sort of reminds us. That doesn't have to be. I kind of do feel like you're going to be hearing from somebody from your past that's going to kind of put you in that mind space, though, Kim, or you already have probably within the last 24 hours. Demetria Holmes. Hey, welcome back. I did your card earlier. It's at the end, towards the end of the last video, I think, honey. We're doing 2 parts today. Tiffany Jones, hello, hello. Glad to see you back. Thank you for coming back. And let's see, Alicia E. Hello, hello, welcome. Glad to see you here today. Alicia, stick around. We're going to do Reiki in a little while. Oh, he just came in to get his, whatever it was he forgot. Dan, no. Hello, hello. It was good. Thank you. Very, very good. Letting stuff go. That makes sense, Ms. Kim. I don't think I did yours. I don't remember doing yours. We're going to put you back in the list again. You were on the list, but I hadn't gotten to you, honey. So now you're back on the list again. So far I've done up to Virgo, but not on this video. I had to split off the videos, so part 1 is out there. This is part 2. The first one doesn't say part 1 though. Let's do Kim's card. There you go, Alicia E. It's time for that. Kim Hefner. Did you get this card the other day? Yesterday too. 3 of Cups in reverse. Somebody who is normally a good friend of yours, or somebody who normally is, you know, you get along with well, is getting on your nerves. Just getting on your nerves. I'm hearing they're doing stupid stuff. At least you think of it as stupid stuff. Does that make sense to you, Ms. Kim? LRKK, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't get to give you a card before I took off, so I want to put you back on the list, LRKK. All right, so that was Kim. Next is Marcy. Does that make sense to you, Ms. Kim? Marcy Bonds, I haven't seen you around in a while, honey. Did you have a good Christmas? Well, your card just flew out. It insisted on it. It started to fly out, and I caught it and stuck it back in, and it flew out again. You've got the Ace of Clubs, Miss Marcy Bonds. This just tells me that you're not feeling particularly inspired to do anything right now. It's perfectly fine with you if you laze around on the couch with your pajamas on. Do you recognize that? It's sometime within the past 24 hours at least. Doesn't have to be this moment. Did I just do yours? Oops. Well, now you've got 2. Good and relaxing. That's awesome. No, I didn't do Tiffany, but you're back on the list again. Lounged on the couch and watched movies. Awesome. That's great. Nice to do stuff like that sometimes. That was Marcy. Let's do Tammy Bambi. Oh my God, I might have got a little confused about who I've done and who I haven't done. So if you got 2 cards, Kim, my apologies. Things like that only happen when they're meant to happen. Not that I'm letting myself off the hook for losing track, but I am saying things like that happen when they're meant to. Okay, so this is Tammy Bambi. Tammy Bambi. Okay, Tammy, you got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I'm not hearing my traditional meaning on this one. It is time for you to take care of you. That's what's coming up here. You've put out enough energy and effort on other people. Now it's time for you to take care of you. Does that make sense to you, Ms. Tammy Bambi? All right, so let's do a Virgo message. Right. Let's do a Virgo message. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Virgo, it's going to be really important for you to let off steam on the 27th in a healthy way that doesn't do damage to other people's feelings or hearts. You want to make sure, you may want to make sure that you have time to go to the gym or do whatever it is that allows you to let off some anxiety or tension in some kind of healthy way, Virgos. It does. Thank you, Demetria. Alicia L. Your mother is a Virgo. Yeah, you might want to stay out of her way tomorrow on the 27th. You might want to like check and see what kind of mood she's in before you hang out too much. Melissa Reeve, welcome back. Sorry about having to leave so suddenly earlier, guys. Okay, so let's see who's up next. Next, we're going to do Avneet, then Tiffany Jones, then Alicia. Then we'll do Libra. After that, Dano, Lorraine, LRKK. Then we'll do Scorpio. Then we'll do Melissa. But for right now, we'll do a card of the day for Ms. Avneet Sachdiva. Well, tomorrow it looks like it will be. Duly noted. There you go. Yeah. This card, usually what I say about this card, Tammy, is that you're cutting somebody off that you've been really generous with. But the stronger sense I got off here was it's time for you to take care of you. So yeah, you could be cutting somebody off with your generosity, but you're definitely making you a priority. You're quite welcome, Manuela. Well, if this Virgo is able to, find healthy ways to let out their frustration or tension, they'll probably still be nice to everyone. It's just if they don't. Otherwise, it could kind of bubble over. Avneet's card coming up right here. Excuse me. Oh, Avneet. I think this is happening within the next 24 hours, not the last 24 hours. You've got the shaman. The shaman just means super high sexual energy, for one thing. And I happen to know a little bit about Avneet's life, so that's kind of tipping me off, guys. I might not normally say that. I might normally say that you're manifesting or you have manifested something that you want within the past 24 hours. But I don't think it's that. The first thing that came to mind was not that. Thank you, Lorraine. I don't know which frequency Virgos are. Usually just because you're a certain sign doesn't mean that you have that number in numerology. Like I'm a Scorpio and I'm a 9. We all are very powerful though. The 28th is your birthday. Ooh, so Friday, Thursday? Thursday's your birthday. Very cool. Happy birthday a little early. Yep. Okay, so let's see. That was Avneet. Not sure she's still in the room. She didn't say anything. Tiffany Jones. Excuse me. Tiffany. You've got the Chariot in reverse, my dear. Chariot in reverse just means that there's something that you're working towards, some kind of target or goal that you're working towards, and that target or goal is something that you're working towards with someone else. And when we've got the Chariot in reverse, it's kind of come off the tracks. It's run into some kind of obstacle. Typically, it doesn't mean that you are not going to meet your goal. Actually, it's kind of an encouraging card. It says if you keep moving forward, you will meet that goal. You just have a little obstacle right now. No big deal. Keep pushing forward. Now, Allie, you're coming up at some point here. Exactly. We are all powerhouses. You're quite welcome, Ms. Tammy. That made you smile. I bet it did. Striving. No, you didn't miss your sign yet. Let me put you back in line for a card, too. Sorry about taking off so suddenly earlier, guys. Okay, so that was... Who did we just do? That was Tiffany. Next, let's do Alicia E. Oh, I'm not familiar with the Fibonacci number sequences. Couldn't tell you about that. That's one thing about me. If I don't know something, I will tell you straight up. I am not the expert there. Okay, Alicia E. I'm fine. I am fine. I've been diagnosed with cough variant asthma, and it helps if I use my inhaler in the morning, which I kind of forgot to do. So after I shut it down earlier, I went and did that. I've still got a little tickle in my throat, but I'm okay. All right, so this is for Alicia. Alicia, wow, you got the same thing as Tammy Bambi. Alicia, Queen of Coins in reverse. There's somebody that you have been generous to for a while, and you are kind of realizing that generosity is really not accomplishing a darn thing, and so now you have shut it down sometime within the past 24 hours. Do you recognize that in your life, Alicia? Melissa Reeves. I am fantastic. Thank you, honey. I know. I just forgot. Libra is next, Marcy. Very cool. That makes sense, Tiffany. Yeah, I've seen this come up, like if somebody couldn't make it to an appointment or something like that. So that makes sense. Have I tried the breathing method for asthma? I didn't know there was one. You're a Taurian? My rising is Taurian. PPREACH. I have no idea what that is, honey. Okay, so that was Alicia. Let's do Libra. After Libra is Dano, Lorraine, and LRKK. And then we'll do the next sign and the next three people. Okay, Libra on the 27th. Libras, there's two things coming in for you. So I don't think everything's going to apply to, or both things are going to apply to all of you, but I think that most of you will be covered by either one or the other. One of the things that's coming into me is that Libras, you may be doing some traveling on the 27th. I don't know if you're going back home from Christmas outings or if you're doing traveling related to work, but there's something coming up about traveling for some of you. And I'm talking about like medium long distances. So to me, a medium long distance is where you have to spend 6 to 8 hours in the car, maybe a little bit more, like a day's worth of traveling. And then let's see, the other thing that's coming in is Libras. I think you maybe, some of you who are not traveling, or maybe some of you, both of this will apply. But I think that others of you will be sticking your neck out for somebody. So you'll be referring or recommending someone, like as an employee or as a friend, or I don't know. Maybe you'll be telling somebody about me and saying, wow, this chick Amista is a really good reader, or I don't know. But you're sticking your neck out, risking your reputation in saying good things about somebody else. So sticking your neck out or traveling, or possibly for some of you, both of those. But one of those two for most of you Libras. Alrighty, so that was Libra. Let's do a card for Dano. You saw a video on helping with asthma and seizures. Oh. Yeah, nobody has ever said anything to me about breathing stuff before. They just want to shove medicine at me. And I've done some research about some homeopathic things that help me as well. Yeah, that's right, Manuela. When you have asthma and you have some kind of respiratory thing like pneumonia, it takes a little bit longer for it before you feel 100% top notch, but I'm pretty close. No travel plans? Maybe referring someone then. Okay, so let's look at Dano. Yeah, I had somebody come up when I was online before one time and ask me if I had asthma. I was like, oh, I didn't think it was that obvious. I guess it is. All right. Let's see, Dano, you got a nice card here. You've got the Prince of Cups. Now, Prince of Cups can be one of two things. Kind of depends on what your situation is, but either way, it has to do with doing something luxurious that feels very pampering, okay? So this could be that you're doing something with a romantic interest or a romantic partner that's sort of luxurious or pampering. Maybe you wouldn't normally do this type of thing. And if you're not doing something like that with a romantic interest or partner, this can be you taking care of yourself, giving yourself like a day at the spa or taking yourself out to dinner or something like that. Something, you know, a little bit more over the top than what you would normally do every day. And that should have happened within the past 24 hours. And if not then within the next 24 hours. Looks like we've got snow moving in here. Does that make sense to you, Dano? Alicia, oh, you're funny. Give me a little free time, dude. Take off. All right, so that was Dano's card. Let's look at Lorraine Southwick. Lorraine, I'm going to practice on the Lenormand with you. I was checking to see if I have a text. I've been trying to coordinate doing something with someone. It is kind of a neat card, huh? Alrighty. Lorraine. Your house card, my dear. Ooh, this is nice. The clover. Clover talks about luckiness. See how it's got the 4-leaf clover right there? And then your cover card is the star. All that glitters. The star talks about all that glitters. So let's see. What does this feel like to me for Miss Lorraine? Okay, so Miss Lorraine, I feel like you're very lucky in your reputation right now. So it may be that recently you've done something that you kind of realized after the fact, like, oops, that was a mistake. Well, if that happened, then you got lucky because nobody noticed it. But something's going on that says that you're lucky in your reputation and how people view you at the moment. Does that make sense to you, Ms. Lorraine? Aw, that's very cool, Dano. We all have to do that sometimes. It is a great card to have, or a great set of cards to have. Let's see, LRKK, you're up next. After that, we're going to do Scorpio, then Melissa Reeve, Allie Johnson, and Striving. So let's do LRKK. Were they both number 6? No, you have those are 2 and 16. Oh, you know what? If you're looking at like the other little number that I never pay attention to, they were both 6. They were 6 of hearts and 6 of diamonds. The scratch tickets weren't so lucky. Sheesh. Okay. You're a registered respiratory therapist for 24 years. Before you left healthcare, you got tired of pulling the plug on people. Oh, Kim, that's cool. That's your age. That's trippy. 6s also have to do with things that are domestic, home type things. So this may be your reputation with your family. Maybe you did something that they didn't notice or whatever that might have been offensive to somebody and they just didn't catch it. So you got lucky with that. You were born in 66. I drank some coffee earlier and it wasn't sitting so well, so now I'm back down to my Earl Grey tea. I like to drink a little caffeine, but I keep it light because I know that's not really good for me. And then the other thing I'm sipping on is real sugar soda ginger ale because that kind of coats my throat and helps me when I've got a scratch. So let's see here. Scorpio. No, not Scorpio yet. Who am I looking for? LRKK. I hope you're still in the room, LRKK. I think I've been shuffling long enough. We can pull a card. Pull a card. LRKK is 6 of arrows in reverse. This just means you're doing some kind of lifestyle change. Now, when I see a lifestyle change coming up, this is something that you're doing because you know that it will make your quality of life better and possibly even your length of life longer. This can be like quitting on the booze, throwing out the street drugs, eating better, exercising more, things along those lines. Kicking out the gluten, anything along those lines. Okay, see you in a little bit, Lorraine. That's pretty full circle. What's pretty full circle, Alicia? My drinking habits. Alrighty, so that was LRKK. Next, let's look at Scorpio. Oh, okay. I don't even remember what I said for Cancer or Leo. You'll have to scroll back to hit those. But I have done both of them. Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. What's coming in for us? Really being drawn to the pink ribbon. You guys can kind of see in the camera there. It's actually, the pink ribbon is actually hanging off of my tambourine. It's like a Stevie Nicks type decoration for my tambourine. But I'm seeing pink ribbon for Scorpios, and I'm really feeling like there's something going on with Scorpios for a lot of us where there's a new baby girl showing up in our lives, whether it's actually ours or our grandchild or a niece or something along those lines. This could even be a neighbor's kid, but somebody in our sphere of influence is going to be a new baby girl. And for others of us, this may be about somebody who is not necessarily a baby girl, but a girl. There's some girl who is a child, I'm going to say she's a minor, who is going to be significant in our lives on the 27th for some reason. Maybe not for all day, maybe just for a short period of time, but some girl who is not an adult. She might be preteen. I wouldn't say any older than that, and maybe even all the way down to a baby for the 27th for us Scorpios. That's interesting. I'm going to be watching to see how that one plays out. Ricky, hello, hello. Glad to see you here, honey. You're off okay. Thank you, Avneet. All right. Peace out, honey. It is pretty quiet and peaceful where I am. First of all, I live by myself in my apartment. And I live in a nice residential neighborhood where people are pretty decent here. We only have one person that shouts sometimes outside. Thank you, Ricky. Your sister is a Scorpio and your niece too? We're pretty cool as long as you don't piss us off. If you piss us off, we might start your underpants. Let's see, who's up next? Melissa. Let's take a peek at you. You ate way too much again? Well, we're glad you keep making it back, Dano. Excuse me. Yeah, at least not for real. We can have a very long fuse, but when you finally get to the end of the fuse, really what happens, we're not that mean at that point. We just have no idea who the heck you are. We don't even acknowledge you. Oh, thank you, Dano. Yeah, Scorpios can be very intense. We definitely can be. We like to go deep. We don't have time for the trivial stuff. You want to be on the surface, that's fine. We're not going to hang around there. She can be witchy. Excuse me. Right? Well, Aquarius men seem to be attracted to me, but we don't get along too well. I have a neighbor guy who's an Aquarius who's like attracted to me, and I'm like, yeah, I just got out of something with an Aquarius. Maybe not. So let's see about this card. Melissa, you have the Death card. Now, the Death card, if you notice here, kind of looks like the Rising Phoenix a little bit. Just because this obviously is not just dying, but also coming back to life. This is all about transformation. Okay? So whenever we have the transformation card coming up, Melissa, this just means that there's some kind of major change going on in your life. It may even be internal. To me, when I see this card, excuse me, it normally talks about an internal change. So a change in our perspective about things, which changes how we interact with the world. It may change how we interact in our relationships or at work or with our family. And so it's really, it doesn't seem like it's too noticeable at first because it's just a change of perspective. It's a change of our core values. All that soda, I'm sorry, guys. It's a change of our core values. And so at first it doesn't seem like it's that much of a change until we start realizing, wow, I don't view work the same way. I don't view people in my life the same way. Like everything ends up changing because of it. So I feel like you're in the process of some kind of change right now, Ms. Melissa, and you may have really started to notice it within the past 24 hours. Well, Scorpios keep their feelings in until we start trusting you. But it's kind of hard for us to trust Aquas because you guys are like very surface level. You guys don't like to go deep. So it takes a long time. Thank you on the cool card, Melissa. You haven't met one that doesn't have some kind of psychic abilities. Most water signs could tend to be very psychic, whether we realize we are or not. I went 41 years before I realized I was, but I can remember lots of times I was doing things that now I would call psychic that I wouldn't have called psychic then. But especially Scorpios and Pisces. Virgo sun, Libra moon, and rising. So yeah, earth and air. All right, who's next? Allie. Let's do a card for you. Allie Johnson, I hope you're still in the room. Resonates? Awesome. Thank you for letting me know that, Melissa. All righty. Allie Johnson. La da dee da 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 da. Allie Johnson, you feel like money is slipping out of your pockets just as fast as it can right now. Do you recognize that situation in your life at the moment? You're Pisces, Aquarius, and Aquarius? You've got the Pisces thing going on. Pisces can get pretty deep. Scorpios are the most intense, though, on that one. We've got Pluto as the ruler, man. Ruler of the underworld will take you down into the depths. All right, Allie. There must be a heck of a delay. I hope that that card makes sense for you. Yep. I was, and I didn't know it. My grandma knew it. She didn't know it when I was born. She knew it when I was still in diapers, though. I didn't find out till I was 41. Then when I came out to her, she's like, well, honey, I hope you don't think you're surprising me. I was worried. She was straight up Baptist. I thought she was going to be like, oh, you're going to hell. Sounds true to you? Okay, thank you, Allie. Double air, Aqua Sun and Libra rising, and Pisces moon. It's always good when you've got at least 2 different elements in those top 3. You have Scorpio in your chart as well. There you go. La da da da. And who's next? Striving. You're up next. Let's do a card for you, sweetheart. Striving. There we go. Striving. Okay, my dear, you've got the 10 of Wands in reverse. 10 of Wands just means that you have put down some kind of responsibility within the past 24 hours. So something that maybe you would normally have taken care of, you did not. Usually that's something that we do consciously. I have had that show up one time before for somebody who literally just forgot about a responsibility that they have. Does that make sense to you, my dear? You know you have one or two. Usually they're right under your nose, striving. You're quite welcome. Do I pull cards on myself? All the time. Just not on camera. Especially if I have something I'm trying to deal with. You can't read yourself? Yeah, you got to find an objective place. You have to be able to kind of pull back from any emotion around whatever it is you're drawing on before you can. If I get into that place where I can't be objective, Dano, I'll put down tarot cards, and you see how I am with the cards. Like, I know what they are immediately. When I put them down, I'll put down like 5 cards on a question, and I'll look at it, and it'll be like I'm looking at something written in Greek. Even though I would know that answer for anybody and exactly what those cards were saying for anybody else, for me, I can't make heads or tails of them. And then I know. Can't be objective. You cooked all day yesterday, right? Yep. But most of the time I can read me. I used to not be able to read around love situations, but lately I can. And then for a while I couldn't read about my career, but lately I can pull on that too, and it's fine. It's about finding that headspace where you're not too totally invested and you just can go, okay, whatever's going to be is going to be. Right? You hope you're not forgetting something important. Okay, Tammy. Peace out, honey. Have a great day. Have fun with those kids. All right, so who's up next? Next is actually Sagittarius. Let's look at Saggy. Sagittarius for December the 27th. I just really still can't believe that we're coming to the end of the year. Sagittarius, I feel like you are a powerhouse on the 27th. You're getting lots and lots and lots of stuff accomplished. A lot of it may involve communication with other people to make sure everything is all lined up so that you can move physically forward on something, but things are just falling into place for you on the 27th, Sagittarius. Those of you who have not shared, please go ahead and share. It's always more fun whenever people can get in on this live and can get their own card. Let's see. Plus, we only have 3 more signs, then we're doing Reiki. You're quite welcome, Striving. Okay, so let's see here. La da da da. Ricky. We need to go to do a card for Ricky. First of all, Ricky, I'm feeling like you need some refreshment. You need a little bit of a break. That's the first thing that's coming in for you, even before I pull the card. Let's see what the cards have to say. Cards from Ms. Ricky. Okay, so you got the Star card, Ricky. This is just telling me that you have a really good sense of purpose and direction coming from your own intuitive abilities, from your own gut instincts, however you want to call that, and that you're doing well to follow that right now. Does that make sense to you, my dear? I can imagine you are, because those kids have been home for a while. You guys are so funny. Doesn't make sense. Keep your eye out. If you haven't recognized following your own intuition or your own gut within the past 24 hours, it'll be showing up within the next 24 hours. Okay, so let's do Capricorn, because I think I've given a card to everybody in the room. If I've missed anybody, please let me know. But let's focus on Capricorn. Mostly web browsing. I get stuck on that too. Hours go by before you realize it. Capricorn, December the 27th. Capricorn, I think that you are considering doing something new that you haven't done before. Or for some of you, maybe it's getting back into something that you've done, but it's been a very long time. And I think that what you're doing on the 27th is you are sort of testing things out to see if you really want to do that. Do you really feel safe venturing out into whatever this is? I actually have like a vision of you just kind of opening the window and sticking your hand out to see the air temperature. So you're checking to see, is this really something that I want to get into? I think it is, but it could be a little overwhelming. Let me just see here. Stick my toe in the water type of thing, Capricorn. Jane Donahue, I didn't see you ask for a card. Thank you, Melissa. My apologies. You said travel home from home, 6 to 8 hours, and someone is coming back tomorrow morning who is Libra. And you're probably the other one. That's funny. Cool. Thank you, Evney. So you're probably sticking your neck out for someone. Vanessa Lisa. Hello, hello. Glad to have South Africa in the room. Glad to see you here. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and let's do a card for Jane Donahue. I try to only do one card a day. Kim lucked out earlier because I lost track. One card is good. We still have free-for-all questions coming up. Jane Donahue. Think about what kind of question you want to ask, Alicia, and ask me that question when it's time for questions. That'll be after Reiki. Something nice and specific. Excuse me. Jane Donahue. You've got the Devil card. Ugh. To me, this feels like somebody that you had to deal with, Miss Jane. I think that there's somebody in your life that has an addiction, some type of addiction. This can be anything from porn to video games to drinking to drugs to whatever, eating, shopping, gambling. So there's somebody that you've interacted with within the past 24 hours that has some kind of addiction, and they are impacting your life, and their addiction actually is impacting your life as well. Do you recognize that situation, Ms. Jane? My pumpkin pie was fabulous. My family has this tradition of pumpkin pie. When you put pumpkin pie on your plate, you have to put at least as much whipped cream as pumpkin pie. So I kept my family tradition. Sprinkle cinnamon on top of that. It was wonderful. She was talking to me because she knew I was making pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving. Say what she says. So Jane, somebody that you interacted with within the past 24 hours is dealing with some type of addiction, and that addiction is impacting your interaction with them. No, this is not you. This is somebody else that you interact with. And strawberry cheesecake. You didn't tell me about that. How did your huckleberry pie and your other pie come out? You didn't even eat them? Yeah, cinnamon is very healthy. Wow. Let's do a card for Vanessa. I got up and had pumpkin pie for breakfast. Because I got up really late. I got up 10 minutes before my first appointment, and I was like, oh, scheisse. So I wolfed a piece of pumpkin pie and threw on some clothes. I made myself look decent. Exactly, Jane. You left them there. There you go, Daniel. I mean, what are you going to do with two pies in your house anyway? Excuse me. If you guys can hear my soda burps on the microphone, I do apologize. Rights driving. I bought the Marie calendars one and stuck it in the oven. Theirs are usually pretty good when you stick them in the oven. I usually make homemade, but I just didn't have the energy. I was like, ugh, too much trouble. Vanessa Leeson. Who doesn't love cheesecake? Like, you must not have blood in your veins if you don't like cheesecake. Vanessa Leeson's card. That's like saying like somebody saying they don't like ice cream. Vanessa Leeson. Did you make a Milnut cheesecake? Milnut is my favorite. Nope, Reiki is coming up later. Vanessa, you've got the 9 of Cups showing up in reverse. Either you or somebody around you may be feeling hungover, or was feeling hungover, I guess I should say, within the past 24 hours, Ms. Vanessa. That Nine of Cups, especially in that deck, does not have the traditional meaning to me. Quite welcome, Jane. You've got the chocolate pie. Oh, thank you, Manuela. Okay, so let's see. Aquarius. I think I've got all the people now. If I've missed anybody else, please let me know. Aquarius, Aquarius. For December 27th, Obsidian wants to talk to you today. Whew. Aquarius, it would be a really good idea for you to clear your space. I'm really feeling strongly that there's some stagnant energy or some negative energy that has entered into your space. This would really be a good time for you guys to smudge. It may not have entered now because we're looking at the 27th. And then also I can tell you sometimes these come in like 4 or 5 days late for me as far as the Scorpio messages. So just kind of keep your eye out. If you start to notice some negative things happening or that you're coming into a space and you're feeling negative as soon as you walk into it, you want to go ahead and smudge. If you're feeling lethargic, you want to go ahead and smudge and get rid of some stagnant energy in there. Excuse me. But I do feel like there's healing definitely needed for space. There needs to be old energy cleared out for you on the 27th. Yeah, I feel like it has to do with space and environment more than anything else. Okay, so if you don't drink, then this is somebody around you who's hungover. You have an inkling who it is. All right. Yeah, I think that's going to be a really good idea. That's funny. That's the appropriate stone to give that message, that's for sure. Okay, so that was Aquarius. Let's take a peek at Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. Pisces, what I'm picking up for you, for a lot of you, not for everybody. This is pretty specific, actually, what I'm picking up, so I'll be surprised if it's for all my Pisces people, but gosh, this is like the third message that has to do with some kind of addiction. All right, so anyway, Pisces, I think that there's somebody in your sphere of influence who is trying to, or at least giving lip service to the idea of putting down some type of addiction in their lives, okay? And addictions can range anywhere from alcohol to drugs to gambling to porn to video games to food to shopping. So that's a kind of big open window. But I think there's somebody in your space that is giving lip service to the idea of putting down some type of addiction. I think that this addiction is a little bit bigger than what they realize as they're putting forth that effort to do that. I think that this is not going to be a successful time for them. I don't see them actually dropping it. So, first of all, I'm going to say don't get your expectations up too high when they start giving lip service to this idea because they're not really prepared. Like they don't really know what they need to do to actually drop it to start with. And the other thing that I need to say to you, Pisces, for the 27th is follow your own intuition and instinct about how to handle this situation. Okay, so don't let this throw you off of who you are. Stay true to yourself no matter what's going on with this other person in your life who's dealing with this addiction. That's the big advice there. Okay, so that's Pisces. Your brother-in-law got you. Is that who you were having the inkling about? Okay, so that's all our signs. I think everybody in the room has gotten a card of the day. Let's go ahead and start some Reiki. I'm going to do Reiki for whatever will benefit each and every one of you the most. If you have something specific that you would like the Reiki to focus on, please feel free to adjust that intention. Anybody who is not here while I'm broadcasting live and still wants to receive the Reiki, all you have to do is set the intention to do that, and you can get just as much benefit from the Reiki as if you were here live. So let me get that started for us. Okay, we're going to do Reiki till 11 after. Wow, he was just here and went back to rehab? Wow. Do I sound tired? Oh, you're quite welcome, striving. I got to bed a little late last night. I had a hard time getting myself motivated to go to bed. La di da 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 da. You guys have a lot of energy going out to that base chakra, out to thighs. Base chakra has to do with home, security, income, job. Thighs have to do with carrying weight. Sometimes it has to do with carrying weight for other people, especially if you're a female and you're getting a lot of energy to the thighs, because we're designed, you know, to carry the weight of the baby. And so we are stronger in our thighs than most men are, naturally. You need a nap after this. You may after the Reiki, especially. Reiki tends to relax people a lot. When I first started sending Reiki to people, it was hilarious because I would just get exhausted because I would feel what they were feeling, and they would fall asleep on me as I was sending the Reiki. And I would be sitting here sending the Reiki, and I would just want to put my head down on the desk. I had to fight it so bad. Exactly, striving. The battle is really just beginning when you go to rehab. Oh, gotcha. That makes sense with where I'm feeling energy going, striving. I'm also getting energy for a lot of you down towards your feet, maybe even your ankles. Cold thighs there. Your shoes are worn out, gotcha. There's definitely energy going around with those thighs then, Ricky. Things being healed up. You've got chills in your upper arms. What would upper arms have to do with? What I'm hearing that upper arms have to do with is repetitive motion. So there's something that you've had to repeat and do over and over that you've probably actually had some anger or some negative emotion about having to do it at all, Kim. And so that would be being healed up now, unless you have some kind of medical thing going on with your upper arms. And everything below. Okay, so, you know, thighs, legs, knees, all have to do with moving forward. Knees have to do with flexibility. So this is where you have felt trapped, like you weren't able to move forward, you weren't able to be flexible in your direction or change direction. So a lot of that is being healed up, Ms. Ricky. Excuse me. I don't know why only one side. That part I don't understand yet. Yeah, the mind takes 1 to 2 years after somebody actually really gets sober and straight for it to come back to normal. I mean, they can have the craziest dry drunks. You would think they had been drinking for 2 days and they have their dry drunks. And then also, like, forgetfulness is huge. Thinking, just being able to focus and think a thought and finish a sentence can be a challenge. It's really tough when somebody's sobering up. You can almost see why they wouldn't want to do it. No medical issues. Yeah, this has to do with repetitive motions, repetitive things. That's what Spirit told me whenever I was checking in. Time is it? Oh, we've already hit our 5 minutes, guys. Let me go ahead and wrap this up. Free for all questions. I'll stay here till 17 after answering any free for all questions. Somebody here they wanted me to pull a card and I told them to come up with a question. Let's see that. Let's see that question. Who was that? That was, when I see the name, I'll know it, I think. No, I guess I'm lying. That's pretty cool. Solar plexus has to do with how you express yourself in the world. What's your penmanship like? How do you decorate your house? What kind of clothes do you wear? How do you speak with people? What kind of attitude and way do you come across? What kind of things do you do to express yourself? Do you do carvings, paintings, writings, all of that type of stuff? You've got energy movement around that. Alicia L. That's it. Thank you, guys. Alicia, what's your question? I especially want to hit your question today. Ah. Is it a good idea for Ms. Dano to entertain an exclusive relationship between Gemini Mr. Bill and herself? Hmm. Shows up definitely in here twice, Gemini. Well, he looks like he's pretty well off. He's kind of set as far as financially. He's not always truthful, and he can make some really immature decisions sometimes. And he's kind of confused about what the heck he wants. I wouldn't. This does not end well. This ends with an unfair situation where you're putting in more effort than he is in this deal, and then he's the one that ends up deciding that, he's just going to move on down the road. I wouldn't waste my time with that. You're quite welcome, Kim. It comes from the Karamu Islands, Melissa. Ricky, you're already doing it. Oh, whatever it is. Let's get a little clarity. Actually, I want to use the Lenormand to get some clarity around this for you, Ms. Ricky. Do you want to know actually how he feels, or do you want to know if he's going to call or act cold? Maybe because you need to ask it's driving. It has to do with your intuition. And it has to do also with some kind of document that has to do with security. So this may be around finances, around a lease, something like that. This is some kind of document or a message that has to do with your security that you're following your intuition on, and that's a good thing. Okay, so we don't care how he feels. We just want to know if he's going to call. All right. Will the Aquarius man be contacting Manuela or not? Yes on top, no on the bottom. I'm sure he's going to call. What I have coming up is pretty weird, though. I think he's going to be putting you on a pedestal, Manuela. But then we've got a tower, which talks about some kind of major shakeup. So, like, he puts you on a pedestal, and then all hell breaks loose. Like, then he's, like, completely just not interested and gone. And then he comes back wanting to patch things up and make them good again. It's not the smoothest ride with this dude. Oh, very cool, Melissa. Glad to hear that. It's life-changing. Well, maybe that's because you have a reading coming up, Striving. You might want to write that down on your questions for the reading. Oh, wow. A lot of places ask for Reiki volunteers at end-of-life care and hospice care. That'll come in handy. And not only for the client, but also for the client's family. Right? Well, you can use his house key, just don't move in. Ah, that's your intuition kicking in for you, Striving. You may want to ask Spirit about that for yourself. You're quite welcome, Manuela. I think it's a good thing if you can't figure this dude out. He looks like he's freaking all over the place. Right? I hear you, Dana. It's not time to let him see your kids. Follow your intuition, honey. You're doing fine. What does it mean when it's so specific? It means Spirit's talking to you. That's what that means. Excuse me. Sometimes Spirit will give you messages that you are not to pass on to other people. Sometimes Spirit just gives you like warning messages for yourself or information that you need to know. So, like, you knowing information like this may be making you ready for somebody to come to you and say da 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 da, and then you've already got processed through the shock of the news, and so now you can actually be helpful to that person as they are processing through the shock or trying to figure things out or sort them out or whatever. I've had that happen lots of times before. Not everything that you get from Spirit is a message that needs to be passed on. Sometimes it needs to be kept to yourself because you're going to need that later. Thank you, Melissa. Peace out. Have a good day, honey bunny. Well, I know. That's what I don't like about him walking away without it making sense. It was actually the Justice card in reverse is what comes up for that. And so for me, when the Justice card comes in upright, that's the person, that's a situation where either the person putting the most into the relationship is saying, I've had enough and I'm walking away, or there's a mutual agreement that it's just not working. And so that's the end of the relationship. But when Justice comes up in reverse, for me, that's the idiot that's not putting much into it to start with, saying, oh, this isn't working. Well, of course it's not working. You're not invested. But then they're the ones that walk away. That's how justice in reverse works for me when it comes to relationships. I wouldn't be surprised, Manuela. Ricky, didn't we talk about visions just like yesterday? Were you in the room? Sometimes visions are precognitive and sometimes they are messages from your subconscious about something that you're trying to work through. Do you too? That's cool. Yeah, spirit will give you information that you would never dream of having. When I used to actually work at the office, my last office that I worked at before I stopped to do this stuff full time, when I first realized I was psychic, I was getting all kinds of information about people's finances, their marriages, their kids. And I actually set some boundaries with spirit because I knew these people would not really want me to know this information. Like they would never share that with me. So I asked spirit to only let things come through for me that I needed to know or that would be an influence in my life. Right, Dana? Well, that's definitely a consideration. Okay, guys, I have been here long enough. It's time for me to take off. Everybody have an absolutely fantastic day, and I'll see y'all the next time, probably tomorrow. Peace out. Oh, the Jonathan guy texted, I'm not gone yet. Let's hear about it. What did he say? Aw, well, it's a good thing he did. That was at least decent of him. Funny that you're telling me that today because my boyfriend that I got rid of just finally reached out and tried to call me and patch things up today. I'm looking at a voicemail from him right now. Oh, he's feeling it around, checking the water. That's funny, Dano. Okay, guys, I am really out of here now. Everyone have a fantastic day. See you the next time.